Somebody answer the chat. Everybody, this is a black test. Like, what do they do? What do they do when you got that cousin that went to prison, been on dope? They become preachers, right? Okay, I see counselor, which is kind of like a preacher. A lot of preachers are counselors, and counselors are preachers, right? So a lot of times they end up right back in the church. And the question is, how do they get back to church? Like, what? How did that happen? How did my father, who killed people, he was on heroin, he was a cop. Maybe sometimes he could have been a dirty cop. I don't know. I don't. I just want to be honest. Um, but how does he end up back in the church? Well, because sometimes when things change or things get hard, we go back to the fundamentals, right? He went back to church and became the pastor because he grew up in the church. The church is a fundamental part of our upbringing for many of our families. So the same thing is true with investing. When the market acts a little weird and things in the party ends and you're just nervous and you don't know what to hold on to, well, a lot of investors go back to the fundamentals. And that's actually a beautiful thing because then stocks start to get valued in a way that actually makes sense. It stops sort of being this weird place where smart people are looked at as stupid because you're not going along with the party where everybody's fitting in. Right now, I know for a fact, a lot of day traders who were bullish are getting slammed. They're losing more money than they've ever lost in their lives, and this is because this is what the market does. Sometimes it'll come back and it'll slap you and say, "Hey, I am actually based on something real. You just made it into Disneyland for money, and that's not how the market operates." So, with that being said, one thing I want to give you encouragement on is in terms of number one, buying the dip. I do believe in buying the dip for one simple reason. Historically speaking, buying the dip has been a winning strategy long term throughout all of American history, all the entire existence of the stock market. Buying the dip systematically and strategically in the diversified portfolio has been a winning prospect. And what typically requires is commitment, consistency, and patience. You're committed to this idea, you're consistent with the execution of it, and you're patient. You patiently allow the assets to grow the way they're supposed to grow. You don't sort of buy the dip and say, okay, all right, I bought the dip. I should make money tomorrow, right? Right? No, it's not like you're making money tomorrow or next week. Sometimes it might take a year. I've seen it take 3 years for a dip to undip itself and for an investment to be worthwhile. I could show you the 5 year history on a lot of stocks, and you would be stunned to see how many different regimes, different personality types the stock showed. One minute it looks like a big winner, the next minute it looks like the biggest loser on earth. Kathy Wood at ARK Investing, she goes through these years where some years she looks like a genius, like in 2021, she looked like a genius, but then she looks like an idiot. 2022, people said she was stupid and no one should listen to her. And then she looked like a genius again in 2024 and 2025 because all those stocks started taking off.